got real red eyes. Hey, Jay, it's not going out for the birthday.
Not that say. Not that say.
Yeah. I'm going on with.
Not that say. You know, we with the Mexicans tonight. I'm finna be drunk before I even make it there with the Mexicans to be security. Oh yeah. You drinking good. And yours. And yours. Goddamn. Fuck that Patron. Them two brown motherfuckers.
Hey, you gotta get that right now, there.
Oh yeah, I fuck with that. But Repo is that man.
Well,
That
you gotta get a half gallon there, cause
that's him.
I know that him. I had more than this, and we drunk 3 of them already.
God damn. Hey, I'm not this year, but next year I'm gonna throw a birthday party, bro. And it's nothing but Don gonna be there.
Don, who y'all?
Nothing but Don. Don, and then that 1942.
Yeah, that's Don too.
I know. I'm talking about that Reposado in 1942. That's the only thing gonna be at the birthday party. No other liquor.
You need to start buying you a couple of bottles every month then.
I am. Don't worry.
That way you can add up. Now see, you can show that kill the game if you can afford to buy a half a gallon. You start buying a half a gallon, and you put $20 a week for now to your birthday card. You get them fucking half a gallon. About 12 of them, the game over.
Yeah.
You get 12 of them, that's 24 goddamn needles.
You damn so right.
But you get your bartender and you put your spouse on it. Somebody gonna pour it.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't get a bartender.
I'll be with you. Let me know. I'll be ready.
Yeah. It gonna. You drinking for free and eating. We eating like good, nigga.
We don't
Lamb chops, rib eyes, ribs.
If you're gonna start, then you gotta
What? Yeah, I ain't doing no big party like that now. Uh-huh.
Take my house key off there. I'm finna go.
Where you finna go?
I'm finna go with Karen.
Alright. Yeah.
I go in with the girl. We'll turn that bitch out.
Alright. Shit. I want to throw like you gotta be dressed. You gotta be dressed up. Like we.
Ain't no tennis shoes.
Like yeah, no tennis shoes.
No tennis shoes allowed. You wear cowboy boots, dress shoes, or some shit like that. Ain't no tennis shoes allowed. We just want you to casual dress. There's no tennis shoes.
Yeah.
No shoes, no t-shirt. Yeah, we can rent a spot. Then I do it.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to have.
Listen, we'll get that fucking freedom. Put that bitch in the front of the motherfucking place. Go ahead. Day before, go ahead and warm all that shit up. Cook all that shit. I'll bring it on the paper. We'll have somebody tear that shit up.
Hey, look.
Get real baked beans.
Look. I want lamb chops and all. Goddamn it.
I got you, well. I'm the lamb chop king.
All right. We going to Costco to get everything.
Welcome to this College Ultimate Team Challenge presented by EA Sports College Football. As always, if you want to check what goals you're going after, just go to the pause menu. In this challenge, you'll be facing the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah. We lit.
Take it away.
They'll leave it with him. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose.
All right, bet. Say no more.
Defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at second down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating a loss on first down.
Still on his feet at the 45. Flying out the
What
All you
happened?
got to do is give this guy a little bit of space. That's all he needs. With his speed, he's in the second level.
The Gators with the first.
They outside. Okay.
On the option. Kept it and he's past the mark. Finally run it.
Yeah.
Coco and them, they missed the flight this morning because Kayla didn't have her ID. So Cole lost all her money, so they got another ticket. And they supposed to have left at 12 something day, and they just not leaving. They missed a whole day of New York because of the weather bad.
Oh, dang.
The weather bad here, Spirit, all of them closed down. It's not bad here, that's in the air.
He has this offense.
What kind of weather?
Well, you wonder how this guy is so dynamic. It's because of his speed.
Oh, yeah, it's been windy.
Coach that. You saw it on that last carry.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Reading the option, it's Bradley. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And you could tell the QB wants to run. He's going to be a big part of the game plan.
You can get your ticket?
Really, really understands that. I got to understand. And more importantly, when I get a lick on this cat, I got to take it. Like, not dirty, not cheap shots, but end-of-the plays when I can be physical and really make him feel me, I think that'll always bode well in the fourth quarter game.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Unloads to the wide out. Complete to the left. Now well within striking distance as that third down play gets him a first at the 29. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
He'll just keep slinging it. Fires to the right. He makes a grab. Heading to the end zone. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of him.
And the Gators trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. Back to throw, it's Bradley. And it's incomplete as he was trying to make the play in the back corner of the end zone.
And that is a huge missed opportunity for the quarterback. You've got your guy wide open in the end zone. You're not under pressure. You just got to hit him. That ball got away. That's one he'd like to have back.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. And good coverage and better hands on that shot to the end zone.
It's tough to throw the ball down here in the red zone, man. These windows, they open and they close so quickly. You've got to have great timing, and right now this offense doesn't have it. They've thrown 2 straight incompletions setting up third down.
Third and goal coming up here. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays from the defense. Great drive by the offense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Buys just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, the first play, big mistake, man. Now,
and the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. Timeout call by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Man, this quarterback is living dangerously right now. Obviously, he threw a pick on the last drive. He's trying to complete that throw, but the defender gets a hand on it, tips it up in the air. That's oh-no. That is an oh-no situation. They're lucky that one hit the ground.
Looking down the middle. Couldn't find his man, and they'll give up the football on downs.
Well, I knew the coach was confident in his offense. I did not know he was that confident this early in the game. 4th and long. I thought he'd just punt that one away and let his defense take the field. Interesting.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
This defense is going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime because they have been taken advantage of deep down the field in the passing game. They've already given up 2 TD passes. That was almost number 3, and we're only in the first half.
And the pass hits, picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. And it just turns out to be a missed opportunity. You get the ball in the red zone, and you turn it over.
Momentum. It plays a big role for teams and especially for offenses. And when you have chances like that, when you're down in this area of the field, you've got to be able to come away with points. Even if it's not going to be a touchdown, you are not leaving this area of the field without putting at least 3 up on the board. Missed opportunity for the other.
Grab near the marker. It's blue. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line.
Nice job by the running back catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
Looking to throw, it's Ewers. And they got him for the sack. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. They recover their own fumble. Somehow, who knows how they got that thing back. And they're going to try to convert on 4th down. 1 for 2 so far today. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's incomplete, a missed opportunity for the offense.
And I don't know how to explain that one. 4th down and long, the percentages are low anyways, and on your side of the field, that is not the way I want to create momentum or start my first half. I'm not sure what they were thinking on offense.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a Cardinal sin. No better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board. But you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out.
Looking for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Gator.
How about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. The offense lining up for a first down play. Looking for a man. It's Ewers. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. Now facing a 2nd and 10 from the 28 after that last incompletion. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. They've made third down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. And he just throws it away on 3rd down. I don't think you can give up on a play like that.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
It's incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Tell you what, coaches catch heat a lot nowadays, especially on social media. I expect them to catch a lot of heat.
Get over there.
Long yardage situation on your own territory, and you want to go for it, and you fail, and you're surprised. You definitely shouldn't be surprised. Just don't check your mentions, Dave.
Throws toward the end zone. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect.
Welcome to College Ultimate Team Challenges presented by EA Sports College Football. Don't forget, you can check your goals in the pause menu. In this challenge, you'll be facing the Jaguars of South Alabama. Take it away, broadcast team.
First down for this offense. He's going to pass. Wasting no time taking a shot. Touchdown, Florida! And the pummeling has started.
You know that good Don Julio.
Between these iconic hedges, the field where some of college football's greats have called home. Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia, where these fans are ready to turn the dogs loose. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business?
Yup.
As we'll see a squad from the Texas State Bobcats taking on the second-ranked team in the land.
How's the run that dude?
For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Bobcats will kick it away to start. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback.
Kane, stop. Kane, get.
Offense set on first down. Gonna run it. It's Etienne. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, third, fourth quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
Leaves it with the back. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that to traffic, and that's exactly what happened there.
Didn't take long to need a clutch play on the opening drive. It's 3rd and 7. To the air, it's Beck. Forced out of the pocket. He's going to run it. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
You can tell this is a pass play. He has his eyes down the field. He's looking to throw the football. But how nice is it when you got a guy like this that can scramble and go get you a first down? It's just really hard to stop from a defensive perspective.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
These corners going to give them some space. Oh, and they'll try to catch him with a pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's Lovett. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
That is a really good-looking throw. You think about the expectation level now for quarterbacks at Georgia. Matthew Stafford was the #1 pick overall. Stetson Bennett won 2 national championships. Imagine the pressure on this guy. But when you see throws like that, he makes you believe that he can step up and lead this team to yet another natty.
And oh, did they know that one was coming. They'll knock him down in the backfield.
Love the awareness by the defense here. They're trying to get the running back the ball in space, but the defense was expecting it. They had guys in position. They located the football, and they went and gang tackled.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously you don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's 4th down.
And Man, that is not the third down execution you want. Trying to get it to a playmaker so he can make plays. He gets nowhere, actually loses yards, and brings up a fourth down.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And that ball will sail into the end zone for a touchback. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Line gets set, first down. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
Line getting set on second down.
That's the end of the first quarter. And after one, we're tied 0-0.
They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Tackled after picking up the first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Finds his way for 3 out to the 33.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling, because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel in the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Oh, a big decision here early as they leave the offense on the field in their own territory. They want to keep this opening drive alive. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
And first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Fast motion from the offense. There's a difference between being methodical and thorough and slow. They were slow, and they got the flag. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Looking downfield, it's Beck. Steps away to find some room. He'll pull it down and run. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. Going to try to get it himself. They make the stop.
Ain't that stop a bum?
Moves the change as they get the first down.
Well, he does a really nice job buying time, and I love the awareness there, understanding no one's open downfield, knowing where the sticks are, and he's able to use his athleticism to get that first down.
And the Bulldogs have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, second down coming. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Snagged in the middle. It's Etienne. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. And how good is it for a quarterback to have a running back he not only can just dump it off to, but can actually be dangerous as a receiver?
Agreed, Reese. It's not just checkdowns or screens or swing routes or flat routes. This guy can get vertical. And he can all of a sudden...
And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And you don't see this very often. The big defensive linemen, you see these guys rush the quarterback most of the time, but how confusing is it, Palmer, when it looks like they're rushing, they drop in coverage and make the big interception?
Well, I don't think that quarterback thought he could even make the play. How about the eye-hand coordination and his ability to snatch the football out of the air?
Ran that nigga over.
Crazy athleticism, well-deserved. That's going to make the highlight reel for sure.
Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain, but makes life really easy on me on second down.
Back to pass, it's McLeod. He's got his man. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back. Ball where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Looking for a productive play on first down. Here's a quick throw out to the left. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
Yeah, and get that ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast, and you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
And the Bobcats will have it 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. Complete downfield. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. They'll immediately call timeout.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands, and you saw it all in that last play.
Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. He's looking to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal. He is dealing on this drive, completed all 5 throws, and now they have 1st and goal.
Yeah, and who needs balance when you got a guy like this? You trust him, getting the ball back in the pocket. The ball's coming out, spreading it around the field. Nice decision-making. This drive has been surgical for this QB.
Got it! And the defense doesn't let him get loose, and that's going to wrap things up here in the half.
That's the end of the first half, with the game tied.
things going here in the second half as Georgia about to kick it away. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. Not a lot of offense. In fact, no offense in terms of scoring there in the first half.
You got to give the defense credit on both sides. They've been physical. They've been making plays. So now, which of these offenses can break the tie? It's not going to be easy, but for this offense now taking the ball here first in the second half, they've got to get something going.
Finally giving the defense some credit. How did that feel coming out of your mouth? Did it hurt? Like, did you not like to say that? It sounded painful.
I just threw up in my mouth.
So after the first down run, here's second down. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Across the 45. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
I love this play call. You want to get your playmakers the football in space. What a creative way. This little kind of push pass by the quarterback. Get into the receiver's hands quickly and let him go make yards.
Quarterback checking the play. The running back takes his track off right tackle here. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
That kind of pickup on first down, and you can take a shot here on second and short. They give it to him again. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
They're working that left side. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. The Bobcats want to crank the tempo. Red pass, it's complete. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
And those slot receivers nowadays, they're little water bugs, man. You can't touch football in an elevator to lose to these guys because they're so quick and so dynamic. Get open and catch the football.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass.
That nigga running.
And just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. First down.
And the Bobcats have it in scoring position on first and goal. Looking for a man, it's McLeod. He's got it and still on his feet. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Working that left side now. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. Twice they've been denied touchdowns in the red zone, and now it's third and goal. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. On third and goal, they'll throw it. Touchdown, Bobcats! And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half.
And finally, somebody gets on the scoreboard. A first half of no points, 0-0. Now in the third quarter. Sometimes when you get that rhythm and that offense rolling, sometimes it's hard to stop. So let's see if this is a trendsetter. Let's see if this starts the offensive momentum.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it up to the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch. Looking deep down the right side. Catch inside the 30 and still running. Touchdown, Georgia. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end. Defense can't get playing.
After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. And then a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the third. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver coming across in motion. The give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job by the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. Linebacker comes free, boom, and making the backfield for a tackle for a loss.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Quarterback will audible. To the air, it's McLeod. Makes the grab on the left. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. He's just winning that matchup in the slot every time.
And when you put him in the slot, Reese, he's closer to the quarterback. It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take advantage of his versatility of the guy in that slot position.
Going up top on first down. Quickly complete. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. This offense has a second down play. He's looking to throw. Grab near the marker. It's Wilson. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. Makes his connection. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Here comes the offense on second down. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Looking to throw, it's McLeod. A little release to the back.
And quarterbacks love running backs who can catch the ball because they're stat patterns. That's an easy throw for this quarterback to make. He's just letting his running back do all the work. Get him the football out in space and let the magic happen.
They want to just keep throwing it. Makes the grab. Touchdown, Texas State. They've got the lead here in the fourth.
Man, how about this offense in crunch time, doing what they do, getting 6 on the board. Now I turn to my defense right now and say, boys, we need one more stop. Go out there, get me one more.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart. The kickoff team out there and ready to go. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
Hey, Chad.
Out to the 25.
Hey, Chad. What's his name? Darth Mouse? Ha! Ass.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let them
He's going to let one fly down the middle. He's got it inside the 30. Turns it on down the left side.
That's fine.
And he got away from
You'll have to go for 2.
and takes it in. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Man, great execution. That is how it's done late in the football game. Now, all you need is that extra point. Bring the kicker out there. This is what you do. Just like practice, knock it through the uprights, tie this football game, and we might be looking at overtime soon.
And now a critical extra point attempt here.
2 timeouts.
And
Nah.
it's good, and we're tied in the fourth quarter. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. We've got a dandy going here, all tied up in the fourth quarter and about to kick it away. Coming out with it, it's Anderson. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. A pretty good bit of ground to cover here, Jesse, but they've got some time to work with.
They do. So tempo is going to be important. You got to go fast. You just got to make good decisions at the quarterback position.
And those good decisions are throwing the ball beyond the sticks, using the sidelines to get out of bounds, trying to maximize this time and get in a position to win.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Gets it out fast. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves him with 2nd and short. We've got a timeout on the field, and we are set up for a terrific finish. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Back to pass, it's McLeod. Got his man. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
You know, the defense, they just haven't been able to find an answer for this guy throughout the course of the game. Obviously, he's got 2 touchdowns, picks up the first down there. They've tried doubling him. They've tried man coverage, zone coverage. Nothing working on defense. They can't stop him.
He's got his man. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. Offense will use a timeout. 19 seconds left in the game. The Bobcats will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Pulls it in. The offense uses a timeout. 15 seconds left to play. They've done a really good job creating the matchups they want out of the slot.
Yeah, dude, get that guy matched up on a linebacker. That guy matched up on a safety. Keep him away from the corners by putting him in the slot. Get him the football. Let him make plays.
Wants to throw on first down. He's got it. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. A shot toward the end zone. Incomplete. The final play of regulation, and now we head to overtime. We'll get it started here in overtime. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Unleashes one deep. Almost intercepted, and you just can't put the ball in jeopardy on first down in overtime.
Well, the offense trying to take a shot and get aggressive downfield. That's when the defense just has to come up with an opportunity to make the interception in the end zone. Not going to get a lot of chances like that.
Coming after it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
I like the offensive idea here to try to change the launch point of the QB, but you got to do a better job protecting him because guys can't complete passes when they're getting hit.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Beck. Steps away. Hit as he throws. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
They'll try to strike first with a field goal in overtime.
That field goal ain't gonna help you. That field goal ain't gonna help you, my boy.
Down by a field goal and a touchdown will win it. Let's see what they've got on first down. He'll start this drive firing. Got it set up on the outside. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that yep. For their running back. First down here for the offense. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man.
He said, man, got some for your ass.
They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Yep, you playing
operating
man.
in the red zone here on second down. Gets it out quickly. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense
get out that
is backed
shit.
up against the wall. Using
Better
him
get
out
out
of the
that
slot,
shit.
he has just been unstoppable.
Better get out that shit.
Dynamic athletes in the slot.
Better go back to his own.
Around that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball.
Oh, that nigga, man.
Hands on him.
Ha ha.
They've really featured this guy today.
Get it out on the screen. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. First and goal, and a touchdown will win it. Trying to bully their way in.
Touchdown. Game over. Fuck nigga. Get off my game. Fuck nigga. Get off my game. Fuck nigga.
Game
puss
you're right.
ass nigga.
Got to be the more physical side. Great job getting blocks up front. He was able to skirt his way into the end zone, David, to win this game.
Man, that's
I
why
do
I
this
want the
shit,
ball
nigga.
second in
You
OT. I
see
know
this shit,
exactly
Florida
what I
Tech,
need to
nigga.
go get it
I
done,
do this
take
shit.
it down the field,
Whole
run in the
ass
end
nigga.
zone, and end the football game.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, Dave Pollock, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.